feel this is the greatest time in history for an African American woman to start a business. There has never been so much emphasis on support, giving people visibility. Even though there's a lot of challenges, in the 20 years I've been in business, this has been the best time ever.
In this Black Excellist series, we will highlight the Mannequin Queen, Judi Henderson-Townsend.
Welcome to Black Excellist. This is where we celebrate Black excellence, achievement, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire you as we enlighten you.
As an accidental entrepreneur and mannequin queen, Judi Henderson-Townsend is changing the world one recycled mannequin at a time. Her Oakland-based store, Mannequin Madness, is the largest mannequin recycling company in the country and now generates millions of dollars each year selling and renting recycled mannequins.
I called it Mannequin Madness because at first I thought I might be a little crazy doing this. I'm a woman with no experience in an industry that no one's really heard of. Everyone kind of looked at me a little side-eyed. What are you doing for a living?
Born in Tennessee, Judi grew up in very humble beginnings. Her parents did not emphasize entrepreneurship, but they did push her to strive for a good education. They were the first in their families to attend college. Her father was an electrical engineer and her mother was a teacher.
Moved to California because at the time they had government contracts. It was just the beginning of equal opportunity. My whole life was different just because my dad was able to get a job in the aerospace industry in California. After
graduating in 1978 with a degree in journalism from the University of Southern California, Judi landed a sales job with Johnson & Johnson. The 10 years there provided her with critical business skills and very valuable experiences in corporate America.
I felt a little stifled. There was a part of me that was always much more creative than what corporate world allowed. I liked wearing bright colors, I'm much more expressive. I always wanted to do something creative, I wasn't quite sure what.
She also observed entrepreneurs firsthand, realizing that she was as capable as many of the executives she saw at the helm at these Fortune 500 companies. Judi would have a brief stint at a dot-com startup, but after the 9/11 tragedy, the small technology company declared for bankruptcy and laid everyone off. But as fate would have it, browsing the internet 3 months later would be a game changer.
I thought, I've always wanted a mannequin to put in my garden with some mosaic tiles.
The next day, she arrived at a warehouse where there wasn't just one mannequin, there were 50. She started asking the owner dozens of questions, only to discover that he was closing his mannequin rental business and leaving the state the following week.
Unfortunately, I have a very supportive husband. He said, go for it.
Judi had no immediate plans of starting a business, but she saw this as an opportunity of a lifetime and what could be a lucrative business venture. According to Fortune magazine, the global mannequin market size was valued at over $5 billion in 2022, with expectations to grow another billion by the end of the decade. So, Judi Henderson-Townsend's next step was to talk it over with her husband, Jay Townsend. To their surprise, there was a huge market for the rental and sales of used mannequins, and they were also ecstatic to discover that there wasn't any competition. With only a few days left to make the decision before the seller left town, Judi and Jay stepped out on faith and Mannequin Madness was born. After officially launching her company, Henderson-Townsend missed the deadline to buy an ad in the Yellow Pages, but she decided to build a simple website as an alternative.
The very first week our website went live, we got an email from someone from Canada who was coming to the Bay Area for a trade show and wanted to rent a mannequin.
Judi's eyes were opened, not only to the power of the internet, but also the need for mannequins at trade shows, conferences, and special events.
We started asking the stores, if you have mannequins to get rid of, let us know.
Over the next 6 months, Judi was focused on increasing her clientele as well as her inventory, accumulating over 500 mannequins in a series of purchases. And since she didn't have time to procure a warehouse, she was running her side hustle out of her basement, with mannequins sprawled out all over her backyard and inside of her garage. In just a few months, Henderson-Townsend was selling and renting out used mannequins throughout the Oakland and San Francisco area, and demand was expanding. Many businesses were interested in securing mannequins for everything from retail businesses to trade shows. Home-based business owners needed mannequins to sell their items on sites such as Etsy or eBay. Artists turned mannequins into painted statues, lamps, mosaics, and even mailboxes. No matter the purpose or the location, Henderson-Townsend was able to supply what they needed. Additionally, Mannequin Madness was able to expand its business model by providing businesses the opportunity to liquidate old mannequins after a store closing or renovation. Partnering with Mannequin Madness made it quicker, easier, and cheaper for retailers to liquidate because they didn't have to pay standard waste disposal fees, and they could also avoid the cost of hauling away their old mannequins. Today, the CEO of Mannequin Madness, still a solely Black-owned business, has a team of employees and contractors that work in her Oakland, California-based factory, generating millions of dollars in invoices, selling and renting recycled mannequins. Her self-described quirky 20-year-old business is so successful now that people in the industry refer to her as the Mannequin Queen. A lot has changed since 2001, though, when she started her side hustle out of her basement.
I say we average about 300,000 pounds of mannequins every 3 months. We're going to be on target this year to reach $1 million in sales.
Mannequin Madness is now a global enterprise, selling over 2,000 mannequins annually and sales coming from a nationwide network that spans all 50 states. Judi Henderson-Townsend didn't set out to save the world when she started Mannequin Madness. However, she has certainly done her part to keep difficult-to-recycle materials out of landfills. For those that don't know, fashion isn't known for being environmentally friendly. The clothing manufacturing process produces a lot of waste materials, with most of them being sent to landfills. And fiberglass mannequins don't help because they are not recyclable and are not biodegradable.
Mannequins are made out of materials that don't biodegrade. Fiberglass, styrofoam, metal. And so there's both the environmental aspect of throwing something like this in the trash, as well as the cost of getting a dumpster to put something so large in.
Her Mannequin Madness is serving a higher purpose and is protecting our environment. And in recognition of her green efforts, Henderson-Townsend is considered one of California's environmental heroes and has received numerous recognitions.
We recycle over 100,000 pounds of mannequins every month, and we've received an award from the Environmental Protection Agency. Very proud of that.
Wells Fargo Bank honored Henderson-Townsend with the Living History Maker Award, and work has also been highlighted in Fortune's Small Business, Black Enterprise, and Turning Point magazines. But running a mannequin business is not an easy road. When she first started, the deck was already stacked against her on virtually every front. Banks and financial institutions were not loaning to a mannequin company, and it was impossible to find anyone to invest, even with all of the venture capitalists in the tech-centric Bay Area. Not to mention, her industry was dominated by white men, and less than 10% of her business clients were Black. Through all of the economic ups and downs over the past 20 years, Henderson-Townsend was able to tough it out. Since launching around the 9/11 terrorist attacks in 2001, to weathering the recession in 2008, to struggling through a divorce in 2014, to surviving the COVID pandemic in 2020. Her ability to pivot amid the adversities has helped her prove to herself and others that she's resourceful in ways she did not think possible. With no prior experience in the retail industry or working with mannequins, Judi Henderson-Townsend was able to transform her 20 years of corporate experience working and a brief stint at a .com into a multi-million-dollar global company. She has an unusual business, but through all of the ups and downs, Mannequin Madness has been both an economic and environmental success. And it's checking all of the boxes for Judi. She's creating jobs, having fun, and making a difference.
We appreciate the fact that you stayed until the end. Thank you for spending time with us, and don't forget to like this video. Also, make sure you subscribe so that you never miss a video. Bye for now. We will see you tomorrow.
Like when I